Maraming salamat. Ay, good luck. Sabi ko, congrats! Sabi nila, maraming salamat. Tapos, next time. Yan. Pero, balik na tayo sa ball game natin. Cerberus versus Acion Arena. First game, tingnan natin. Summoners. Champ select na tayo. First ban para dito sa Cerberus ay ang Morgana at ang Fiddlesticks. Habang sa kabila naman ng Acion Arena, Kindred tsaka Azir.
Looks like from the side of Cerberus just banning out, changed mages already.
Ayaw nila ng mga bago. Lalo na si Fiddlesticks, may bagong passive. May bago siyang passive, diba? Tapos, ang tawag dito, ano yung sasabihin ko? Shit. Ay, sorry. Hala, nawala yung sasabihin ko.
Alright, so before na lang muna. Matatanda mo rin yan. Acion Arena banning out, of course, the Kindred against Rebenga and the Chalk onto Azir. Or rather, the Azir for Chalk, because we do know that Chalk is an established Azir player. Although there have been moments where his ultimates have not been the best in terms of who it hits, what it creates in terms of clashes, kung naipit ba yung opposing team mo, but it hasn't been too much of a hindrance because of what Cerberus eSports have put their team, what they have built their roster with before. Believe it was Friday lang, it was Cerberus eSports versus I think Naga eSports. Yeah, it was. It was actually Marky on the ADC role, but now it's going to be Trevor on that ADC role. But I don't think it's gonna be too much of a change here for Trevor because he likes to go in for that jungle grave. So basically, it's kind of like an ADC, just on a default lane. Wala ka ng ganking ngayon, but Rebenga, of course, we know him. He's the veteran. Siya na sa pinakamatandang players ng League of Legends.
Kanina siya yun, di ba? Si Rebenga yung
kung tinignan mo kung gaano katagal ang kanyang paglalaro ng League of Legends, pwede na ata itong maging isang grade 6 na...
Pwede na siyang parang pang Kobe Bryant, mga kaibigan. Rebenga out. Hashtag Rebenga out kung magre-retire man
Hopefully
siya.
Not naman.
Siyempre hindi naman. Pero dito sa kabila, sa Acion Arena, mga papi, chulo, Maokai, first pick. At Jana Bunana, nakita natin kanina kung gaano nagamit ang Jana Bunana ng Imperium Pro Team. So tingnan natin kung paano ito may utilize ng Acion Arena.
Pretty safe as well as very strong picks here for the side of Acion Arena. Checking that out, that Maokai, I think he's one of the best, if not the best top laner right now who benefits most on the AP tank itemizations. Of course, we already talked about how Jana, on the other side of the spectrum, on that support role, uses the Athenes and Holy Grail with the stacks to just keep her ADC or anybody she focuses on to be safe. But is this going to be a legit Annie in the mid lane? I hope it is.
Ayan na, makikita
natin yung Fury swipe sa T-Burst. Ay, hindi.
Pili nyo ni Annie, mga tol. Okay, si Zed Sheeran, nakita na namin niya kanina eh. Pili nyo ni Annie, boss. Oy, mga papi chulo, huwag nyo pala kalimutan i-share yung stream sa Twitter, sa lahat, sa Facebook, sa Tumblr. Kung nag-enjoy kayo sa labang kanina, tingnan na, mag-e-enjoy din kayo dito sa second game na to, mga papi chulo.
Yes, the stream link is twitch.tv/GGNetworkTV. And if you'd like to follow our social media accounts, nandiyan lang sa ilalim. Of course, sa akin rin guys, I do have my own Twitch account. Finally, I'm a Twitch partner now, so I have a subscribe button, so hooray. But now let's go back into the that's what Kale says. But of course, let's go back into the bannings or rather the pickings here. So it's going to be the Lux in the mid lane and the Vayne. Of course, hindi mawawala sa PH meta ang Vayne.
Ang Vayne, syempre naman, action star mga kaibigan. Robin Padilla, pero tingnan mo yung pickings dito ng Cerberus. Very usual picks na nakita natin kanina. Piling ko alam mo uso ngayon to eh.
Grabe, look at this composition from Cerberus. What it says is that we're gonna be a steam engine and just roll over your team composition.
Kami ay mga tangke. Kumbaga, tinan mo, Trundle, Doggy, Echo, Nisim, tsaka Graves. Ayaw nila magpapatay. Tapos tingnan mo pa, gumamit pa sila. Ano tong Rise na to? Support?
Nah, it's gonna be a support Trundle, I think. Top lane Rise. Mid lane Echo. Or it could be...
Jungle. Ay.
we'll see because napaka-flexible ng picks dito ng Cerberus. They can actually go for a top lane Graves. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it's possible. Haven't seen Yux though on the top lane Graves, but it would be interesting definitely to see him on the rise.
Pwede nga paiba-iba yung ano nila eh. Yung composition nila eh. Medyo interesting ang composition dito ng Cerberus. I mean, kahit sa mobility, medyo palag-palag tong mga to. Sustainable mobility, pinaghalo ko. Mobility.
So, titingnan na natin ngayon naman ang side ng Asian Arena because it looks like their composition is more of the keep away game. Of course, Maokai there is okay.
The nightmare. Tulog, matulog.
Is this legit?
Ka na, kaibigan. Nilak na dito, mga kaibigan.
Haven't seen a Nocturne in the jungle role.
Nakalimutan ko na nga yung pangalan ng champion.
Yeah.
Nilak.
Haven't seen a Nocturne in jungle role ever since Hex. Hex. Hindi naman season 3.
Okay.
Ever since Hex, stopped using him or he left, the Cerberus roster. But it's gonna be interesting kasi ito yun the basic 3 female champions here of Asian Arena are more of the keep away game, so they're all about the kiting. But then they have on the other side a diving composition here as well as frontline with the Maokai, and then the
Nocturne.
surprising dive with the paranoia of the Nocturne, and that can be actually coupled with the Maokai twisted advance into, of course, the pick-off potential there, and the sniping of the final spark for Deluxe. So we have to see, because Asian Arena, they have a very fast catch type of composition for the side of Cerberus. Again, it's going just to be a all-out brawl here. They're not looking for anything other than catching people with their stuns, with their locks, and then just keep on battering until there is nothing left but bones, but broken bones and blood splattered on the floor.
Yapi, doggy. At tingnan mo, hindi, actually, tingnan mo mabuti yung composition. Mabilis, yung Lux, kaya nila mapatay agad yan, kahit naka-barrier yan. Si Vayne Silog, kailangan maprotektahan yan ni Jana Bonana. Pero kasi ayaw rin naman nga ng ayaw nga ng Cerberus yung Sags Gaming, yun nga sinabi natin. Gusto nila
sabi mo muna sa mga natin, mabami baga tayong viewers ko ng Sags Gaming na sinasabi mo.
Sags Gaming, mga tol. Saging. Imagine nyo may hawak kong saging. Ops, saging yan. May hawak kong saging. Ilan ba ang balat ng saging, tol?
5?
Means 4, 5, di ba?
4, 5.
Anong ginagawa mo dun sa balat? Iniisa-isa mo. Yung mga balat na yun yung mga champion. Ngayon, pag inisa-isa mo yun, pinipil mo sila. Sinasags mo, tol. Yan ang gusto ng... Actually, yun ang laro ng Asian Arena ngayon. The Darkness Gaming si Nocturne. Tapos, Final Sparkers, Sags Gaming ka ngayon. Diba? Easy boy.
Easy.
Saging lang. Maraming klaseng saging. Meron
lakatan.
Meron lakatan.
Ano pa?
Hindi ko na maalala.
Mamaya, natin yung kanta ng parts.
Ayo nga, saging. Kanta ng parts. Oy.
But of course, back on to this one. It's is this the first time that Asian Arena are gonna play in the
dito sa studio. Oo.
It's the first time.
Kasi yung last time na nakalaban ng Legacy, may nakalaban sila yung first second week.
They actually Naga eSports actually dropped out of MPGL. So it was a default win for Asian Arena.
Hindi, pero nung second week Legacy pa yung name nila.
I think it was an online match.
Online match, wala sila dito. Pero ngayon, nandito sila at tingnan natin kung naririnig nila tayo.
Alright, so we'll see though. Kasi this is Cerberus actually mixing up their roster here. It was supposed to be Trevor in the jungle. Of course, in the support role, it's either Shadow or Mikoz. I'm much more of a fan of Shadow because I don't know. It's just like I really like how he plays on a champion, especially when it's a Thresh, Braum, or Morgana. But they did ban out their own Morgana. I think they just wanted the Echo pick, and then just banning out their Morgana because she just is going to be an insane support in the bottom lane. I would say because of the changes with the Athene's Unholy Grail. Janna, of course, on the other side of that spectrum, as well as the Lulu, but we'll still have to see that. And again, this Vayne is actually gonna get hammered in her own lane if they do not force a lane swap
pag hindi nila
and keep her safe. So what Asian Arena here should be doing is to invade, get themselves the deep vision wards, know where this Caitlyn will be, and then put Vayne on the opposite lane. Unless they're confident with their skills on this Janna, on this Vayne, and it's gonna go against the Trundle and the Caitlyn. You have to note though, that medyo may pick off dito ang side ng Cerberus eSports because again the Trundle can actually put up a ice pillar behind you. The Vayne might not have any escape routes, and that's going to be free harass for the Caitlyn, but we'll have to see. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Summoner's Rift. This is game 1 in this best of 2 series for the Mineski Pro Gaming League Season 8 League of Legends Rise from the Rest. Now Yux in the top lane, or rather in the blue team, it's going to be Cerberus. Yux in the top lane with the Echo. In the jungle, it's going to be Rebenga. On the Graves in the mid lane, Chalk will be on the rise, and in the bottom lane duo, we have Trebor in the Caitlyn, or with the Caitlyn rather, and Shadow will be his support playing the Trundle.
At para naman po sa Asian Arena, it will be Endless Ace bilang ang Maokai top, si Murayta Boy bilang ang Nocturne na jungle na bihira natin makita, si Echo bilang ang Lux mid na naka-barrier mga papi chulo, si Cry na si Vayne bilang ang ADC, at si Nick Sanity bilang ang Janna Bonana na ang support. And I would like to shout out ang aming mga kasama dito bago tayo magsimula ng laban, sina paring Juno, sina paring Carlol, sina paring Boss Calvin, lahat na sila. Maraming salamat
and of course,
sa pagtulong
the
ninyo.
Manager of Asian Arena,
Yan,
Acion.
Nandito rin pala mga
Shoutouts of
kaibigan.
course. Siyempre,
Shoutouts
kailangan
din po
natin
sa-
ng taga-alaga ng mga
Oo, ng
players natin.
Yapi Dog,
Yan
yung mga
talaga.
kaibigan.
Parang nanay ka na nila eh.
Oo. Easy crazy po tayo dyan. Pero tingnan natin dito. Oh, ito na. Nagkakakitaan na. Ito na. Wow! Grabe mga kaibigan. Tamang chani para dito mga kaibigan. End of the line.
Unang banat, matindi ang kagat.
Ay, ito yung tatlong bibe. May tatlong
Ay,
bibe akong nakita.
Wag na natin yun.
Mamaya.
Ma-GG well played start tayo dito eh.
Oo nga. Easy crazy. Oy, dito na naman nakapwesto si si Caitlyn, yung parang kaninang laban nila ni
But look at this. Asian Arena gonna opt to go in for the 2v2 matchup in the bottom lane.
Ay, gusto
So
nila.
we'll see what Nexanity can do here with his support. Gonna be Cry.
Gusto nila ng na-roll call ko na.
Hindi ko narinig.
Easy crazy.
Really?
Sabi ni Asurai, roll call. sabi ko, na-roll call ko na. Easy crazy tayo mga kaibigan. Chill
so
lang.
it slipped my ears, my brain.
Happy doggy, pero ito mga kaibigan, mayroong lumabas na flying saucer.
I see. Alright.
Okay. Ganun pala.
Okay, so
Alright.
just additional information there. Sabihin na namin mamaya yun, guys.
Happy doggy. May lumabas na na note from kuya mo.
Yeah, an analyst from the sidelines.
Ni paring Carlol. Pero ito na mga kaibigan, simula na nalaban. Ito yung sinasabi mo paring Asurai, hindi sila nagkaroon ng lane swap.
Pero tingnan natin nga dito kasi na-forgot to put into the equation ko rin naman yung Eye of the Storm na meron dito si Janna.
Janna Bonana, Nick Sanity.
Yeah, and that is of course going to allow a free trade as well as more damage for the side of the Vayne if ever she does look for that, a trade-off here with the Caitlyn.
Correcto ba? Shoutouts pala dito kay na Acion Arena mga kaibigan. Nakamit ko sa personal to nung nagkaroon ng tournament dyan sa may Makati. Na-meet namin ni Mami Rix at nagpa-picture pa kay Mami Rix tsaka sa akin. So shoutout sa inyo. Baka marinig nyo na lang pag napanood niyo replay.
Ano mo na ba? Popular mo na pala. Boss Manjean.
Hindi. Dahil lang kay Mami Rix yun. Shoutout sa iyo, Mami Rix. Wala tayong magagawa dyan Pero ito na, mga kaibigan.
Rico PH yan
Oo. Shoutout din kay na paring Shinbu na nag-PM kanina na piniem ko rin. Nasabi ko mamaya na. Kasi nagka-PM mga kaibigan. At congrats pala kay na paring Alpha, Aika, and
Amplifier.
Atlas.
And Amplifier, of course.
And the Amplifier.
As well as GS, or rather, Neep.
Oo, paring Nip, kumusta? Matagal na tayo di nagkikita, pero back to the ball game muna tayo. Paring Asurai, medyo wala pa masyadong ganap.
Here in the mid lane, Chalk
Oy.
taking quite some extensive damage there. The Illusion Singularity will miss just by a bit there, but of course the damage has been done. And this poke type Lux, or the range advantage that the Lux has, is at least putting some hurt onto Chalk in that mid lane. You can see the CS advantage just by a bit there. 19-23, while in the top lane, Endless Ace going against Yux, but Yux is actually not freezing his lane So it's going to be embraced by Endless Ace
Satori.
under his turret, so he's not in any danger of being, ganked because from overextension. But look at that, Eiko is just relentless with his harass onto Shock, and Shock is not having a good time.
Ako, ang inaabangan ko dito, kaibigan, ay si Moraita Boy. Tagasan kaya yan si Moraita Boy?
Baka sa Pasig.
Oh, hindi halata sa pangalan kung tagasan. Ano kaya gender nito ni Moraita Boy? Ano kaya?
Siyempre wala tayong gender discrimination dito.
Kaya, ano kaya?
Malay mo, baboy,
Ang inaabangan ko
Lizard.
yung Nocturne eh. Ano naman ginagawa ng paring Nocturne natin dyan? Ano na item niyan? Parang, ikaw jungler ka, di ba? Ano sa tingin mong strat niyang Nocturnes? Minsan lang makakita niyan eh.
Warrior's Enchantment is always a thing for the Nocturne, especially having that CDR, lowering the cooldowns of the Paranoia. Speaking of cooldowns nga pala, unique passive na ang 20% CDR. Meaning that if you have both an item or two items that have 20% and 20%, they do not stack. Meaning, hindi siya magiging 40%, magiging 20% lang siya.
Ay, talaga?
Yeah. So if you want to add more CDR to your champion, you have to find an item that has a different percentage.
Ng
meaning,
CDR.
So, ang susunod doon is 20 plus 15, that will be 35. But if it's 20 to 20, it will not be 40.
Ayan, bawal magdoble mga kaibigan. Yun lang talaga yun. So basa-basa rin ng mga info ng mga item minsan.
Nako, baka sabihin nila, bakit 20% lang? Yun nakuha ko eh. Bumuo ako dito ng Frozen Heart sa Kamorela ng Omicron. Parang gano'n. Ano lang guys ha? Sasabi ko lang as an example yun.
Oo, bakit ba't 5 piso na yung sukli ko pero yung binili ko,
Ano ba?
wala akong maisip na joke eh. Easy.
Okay lang yan.
Chill lang tayo. Medyo wala kasing ganap masyado dito sa
wala pa naman talaga magiging ganap hanggang sa hindi ba mag-level 6 dito si Moraita Boy.
Oo, taga saan kaya yan si Moraita Boy?
Baka taga Manila.
Taga Manila siguro yan.
He's like one minion camp away from being level 6.
Hindi niya pa,
I would say mid lane is the best here, but top lane isn't bad at all since Yux there, even when he has
that Chrono Break,
he actually built himself a Spectre Scowl, and that only increases his magic resistance as well as HP. So the damage here from Moraita Boy, especially with the Dustbringer actually giving you bonus attack damage, and this double longsword might be able to overpower this this Echo in the top lane, even if he uses the Chrono Break.
Sa tingin ko mas okay na lang na mid eh.
Could be as well since may follow-up CC din naman si Lux here.
And if ever, pwede niyang i-spare shield yung mga pwedeng ibigay sa kanya ni paring Chuck Slam, mga kaibigan. Ito pala yung mga, naalala ko na yung mga pangalan. Si Chuck yung dating si Papay the Sailor Man.
Oo.
Legacy din ba kalaban nila nun? Ay, hindi. La Liga kalaban nila nun.
Hindi ko na matanda. MPGL 7 pa yun, man. But I think it is.
Nire-reminis lang natin. History, mga kaibigan. Parang Pilipinas yan. Oops. Easy. Oo, La Liga yun.
Tama. La Liga. Kasi tandaan ko nalaban sila ng Legacy sa talos. Nanalo sila.
Oo nga. Pero hindi na sila Legacy ngayon. Acion Arena.
Asian Arena.
Asian.
Kasi baka tayo dito maupakan tayo pag sinabi ng action eh.
Oo, hindi tayo action. Porkit napapalabas tayo minsan sa Action TV. Oops, easy crazy.
Yun naman. Pero syempre, you never know na baka tayo din yung mapunta sa Action TV.
Siguro ma-action dun, no? Ano kaya meron sa TV no? Pero ito pa rin si Morat. Tagasan kaya talaga to, no?
Tingnan na natin yan. Kasi mukhang
baka taga-tagig to.
Magagalit na siya at mukhang papakita niya siya magagaling siya sa blue side dyan. Tapos magpaparanoia
ayan na, nag-iisip na yan. Gusto niya na mag-gank. Nangangati na ang kanya mga Beyblade, mga kaibigan. Sino kaya dito gagank mo, no? Saan punta? Paranoia, mga kaibigan?
Okay, so they're gonna spot out the Graves here, but Paranoia is not yet in range, I think, to be able to catch it off. We'll see though.
Ayan na.
Rebenga here, gonna be able to dash over the wall, but Acion Arena are on the hunt. There's the Paranoia, there's the Lucius Singularity, and boom, goes the Dynamite. Gonna go to follow up onto Yux here, immediately uses the Chrono Breaker, phase dives over the wall, and that will be the first blood for Acion Arena. Very nicely done by the red side team.
Kumbaga, basang-basa, paring Asurai. Naspatan nga nila si Graves doon. Sabi ni paring Moraita Boy, oh, alam na, paggabi na mga kaibigan, magsilabasa na tayo kasi gabi na. Kaso, nako, masamang balita dito,
May curfew.
may curfew. Nako, tag mo na tropa mong mamimiss mo. Tag mo na tropa mong mamimiss mo kung naging presidente si Duterte.
My
Joke
goodness.
lang mga kaibigan.
Wow.
Grabe, first blood going to Acion Arena. Ay, ano po bang tamang pronunciation? Acion. Okay, Acion Arena.
Alright,
Okay.
so of course, shoutouts out there to our opposite gaming casters, Denki as well as Vinrab. Oh my
Oy, si
G.
paring Binrab. Oh my G, you have been robbed. Yun nga ang kanyang motto sa buhay. You have been robbed.
And looking dun naman sa side ng Cerberus, akala nila makakakuha sila ng first blood, but you have been robbed.
Oh, but you
By
have been
Acion
robbed.
Arena.
By Acion Arena. Yun ang sinasabi natin. Sags Gaming ang gusto dito ng Acion mga kaibigan, pero mukhang
Catch
nagkakitaan.
off part 2.
Si Rebenga at si
No Moraita
Aiko.
boy in sight though.
Si Aiko, mga kaibigan,
The Lost
wow,
Chapter
yung
has been
pinakabagong item natin na Lost Chapter
Yeah.
para
And-
sa Morelo.
Ito na rin pala yung ginawa nila sa mga itemizations ngayon.
Ano na?
Aside, or rather, they tried to remove or almost all of the new items right now. The mana region has been removed, and what has been it has been replaced by this one. It restores maximum mana.
Ay,
Yeah.
ganun na.
Yeah. So for champions who are actually very hungry on mana, as well as like burst champions who
Yung
rely
mga,
on
skills.
skills, this is very good.
Oh,
But
pero
Eiko here
teka
gonna
lang,
get
smoke
caught out.
screen
Ruin Prison
everyday,
though.
mga kaibigan,
Flashes
Ruin
over the
Prison.
wall.
Oy!
Still has his barrier though.
Buti na
And
lang
Moraita
tumama.
Boy's ultimate, I think, is up, ready and waiting to go for the catch. No, just one more pixel, and it is ready to go. We do see here that Sanity is actually rotated to the jungle here to provide some support here for Moraita Boy, who's already level 6, so he'll be able to at least, disengage if ever things do go a bit to the dark side. But speaking of dark side here though,
Wow, dark side dito ang
no vision whatsoever for the side of
DR, ano
Cerberus.
to, Water Dragon ba to?
Yes.
Naku, makukuha nila dito mga kaibigan ang Legend of Korra, mga kaibigan. Magulat ka kung yung dragon na yan, lumabas dyan, si Shenron.
I think-
Paano kung si Shenron lumabas dyan, tas nakuha pa ng
Look at this wave here from Eiko. So what this is doing, aside from being able to get tons of CS, is that it's actually keeping Chalk in the mid lane, even when he has no more mana to use.
Oh, teka lang, parang Asurai.
Yeah, as well as of course, they gank him. He hasn't had any more flash.
Tulog na, good night!
Yukes in the backline.
Chuck has been shocks na by Moraita Boy, pero wow, hindi tumama
The
ang
dodge
chrono
from
break,
Moraita Boy is
mga
real.
kaibigan. Grabe, nice dodge mula kay Moraita Boy, mga kaibigan. Pinapatunayan na siya'y taga doon.
It's really nice here. As I would think that Acion Arena know that Shock did not have a flash anymore there. He already expended it earlier. As well as, of course, seeing it from our perspective as well, he has no mana. So the point that he can actually try to do some form of counterplay is very minimal, because of course he's going to rely mostly on his W, his Rune Prison, and his Q to be able to, lock a person down undeterred, as well as put extra damage so you do, finalize the kill onto your target. But they didn't see that happen, or rather, it didn't happen for him because, again, Acion Arena did really well on that one. And Yux, even though he was there almost on time for the party, Rebenga here gonna get caught out just by a bit. Okay.
Smoke screen every day. Sabi dito ni Rebenga. Pero paring Asurai, yun nga sinasabi natin, ipatuloy-tuloy pa rin yung ganitong klaseng playstyle na ginagawa ng Acion. Medyo lalamang na sila dito. Kasi, yun nga sinabi natin, saging is real para dito sa Acion. Pero hindi pa naman ganun kalayo ang lamang nila. 0-2 mga kaibigan. So, kada cooldown ng paranoia dito ni Moraita Boy, makakakita tayo ng sure ball na gank me please.
Damn straight. We'll have to wait. Kasi yun na nga yun eh. That's like, I don't know why solo queue players actually don't. Yeah, Tumero Nomicon na. It builds from the Lost Chapter.
Kaya nga, napakabilis mga
Siyempre,
kaibigan.
Lost Chapter, tapos pag nakuha mo yung lahat ng Lost Chapters, magiging libro.
Ay, kaya pala Lost Chapter. Saan kaya nakuha yun, no?
Kasi na ba nga, Necronomicons, inherently are...
Morelonomicon.
Hindi pare, sasabihin
yung
ko like,
okay.
like lost, ano sila, text nila, di ba?
Ay, oo nga.
Diba?
Lost, kumbaga, yung lost text, parang extend sa kaibigan mo. Easy lang, sabaw na kami dito.
Okay, so here's the Gilson's Rageblade, gonna be built by Cry here.
Oy, oo nga, pero teka lang, parang Asurai, mamaya natin pag-usapan yung
si Eiko.
Rage Blade
He doesn't have flash anymore, but here's a teleport coming in from NSAs.
Ito na ang taong gubat, mga kaibigan. Nagtitipi na
Pinasabog
mga
si
kaibigan.
Chok.
Pinasabog si Chok, Jack, Jennings. At ito na, parallel convergence. Walang tatamaan. Pero si Rebecca, masyadong makunat dito, mga kaibigan. At
Right, the boy
tinayuan na
taking
ng
quite a bit
trophy.
damage,
Nice
though.
SS
Nice
mula
barrier
dito
coming
kay
in from
Yux.
Eiko.
Mga kaibigan, so tingnan natin kung anong
They're
gagawin
forcing
niya
it
dito.
too much.
Napakagandang shield mula kay Eiko. Meron in-exhaust siya dito. Walang damage dito. Ang Cerberus, mga kaibigan, don't blink. Pero tinayuan ng Oscar Awards, mga papi chulo. Ang namatay doon ay si Chuck at lumamang doon ang Acion Arena. So back to the Ginsu's Rageblade discussion tayo, paring Asurai.
Yeah, again, it has been changed, guys, that I was talking about this previously in the match with Imperium Pro Team and Mineski, that you do have a Rageblade at max stacks has the same effect as, or almost the same effect as a Sacred Devourer.
Oh.
It's just that every other attack that you do applies your on-hit attacks. But Cry here taking quite a bit of damage there. Howling Gale gonna be used to disengage. And, alright.
Ay, so kumbaga, kung nag-full stacks na yung Rageblade, yung Silver Bolts ni paring Bainsilog, pwedeng tig 2 hits na lang. Tapos puputok na.
I think so.
Naku, gusto ko makita yan. Pero tingnan natin kung anong counter go ang gagawin.
Yeah, syempre ano pa tayo eh. We're still in the new patch. Testing pa natin lahat. And this is one of the newer itemizations there that are actually very effective, since it does, again, maximize the shred that a Vayne can really do.
Yapi Doggy, Bainsilog. Pero wag natin maliitin si Caitlyn. Parang
Before we do that nga pala, just gonna wonder there, why did Cerberus force to engage, especially when they saw that this pink ward was being teleported by Endless Ace?
Hindi kakala kasi nila malambot si Eiko. Ikaw ba naman?
Yeah, but that's the problem.
Masasandwich mo na eh.
There's
Ayaw
no
mo pa.
real pick-off potential here for
Cerberus. Oo nga, ayun nga. Sinabi nga natin, hindi sila yung Sags type gaming.
Yeah,
Tamang sustain clash lang sila.
Exactly. Rebenga here,
Ayan.
he has been relentless in being this guy who goes for the counter jungles, but look at this vision for the side of Acion. If Rebenga even as much as put a cigarette onto the other side of Acion here, Acion are gonna say, okay, gusto mo maglagay ng sigarilyo dito, kaya pala wala sa...
Bawal na magnigarilyo.
Wala naman taga sigarilyo si Graves, so nagluloko lang.
Pero tag mo, tropa mong mamimiss mo talaga.
Pag
Oo, yun talaga. Bawal na raw magnigarilyo pag public places
Dati
tol.
naman talaga eh. I mean...
Oo nga, pero ngayon mukhang masusunod na. Pero teka lang, grabe yung bakit nandun si Rebenga, no? Nakakapagtaka.
Oh, actually this is the first time I'm going to see an Earth Dragon be taken.
Rock type Pokemon.
Si ano yan?
Si Onyx.
Onyx plus Charizard.
Oo. Onizard. Kailan talaga si Shenron talaga gustong makita lumabas dyan?
Elder Dragon. Hintayin lang tayo.
Easy crazy.
Pero ngayon, ang titignan natin ngayon is that will actually increase the damage output that Acion Arena are gonna put on turrets or structures rather. And what this does is that if Cerberus actually loses a clash and opens up a lane for Acion, it might not actually only be one turret going down. It can be multiple turrets because of this damage amplification that you do on structures.
Yapi Doggy, pero paring Asurai, story of the day sa ngayon sa nagaganap. Medyo slow pace ang laban. Kasi ang nagko-control lang naman dito ng pacing ng laban natin ay si paring Moraita Boy. Na actually, hindi pa rin natin alam kung tagasan yan. Pero yung SS niya lang talaga. At si Rebenga na nakakapagtaka, alam niya namang parang laging alam na dun sa spot na may, ano yun, yung mga Raptors nila.
Not just Raptors, just overall counter-jungling, forced counter-jungling here for the side of Rebengo. And that's actually the reason why it's really really bad to actually, you know, counter jungle obviously without wards, is that you don't have vision of your opponents. You don't know if your opponents have vision on you, and you're just in a territory where your teammates are not going to be there to back you up instantly if you see them all in lane.
Well, tsaka wala naman din siyang masyadong utility. Yung smoke screen everyday, sige pwede siya
Naku,
pero ito kakasabi lang natin, mga kaibigan. Part 3, mga kaibigan. Nice looking without looking. Part 3, mga kaibigan. Mamamatay si Boraitable mula sa kamay ni Chuck, mga kaibigan. Pero flash out para dito kay Aiko. Pero ayaw ka namin. Gusto namin ng taong gubat. Endless ace, mga kaibigan, normal. Pero kakasabi lang natin, Brad. Part 3 na yan. Bibilangin natin kung pang ilang part yan, mga kaibigan, yung ginawa ni Rebenga. Nagpiruin mo, nag-check lang ng bush. Goodbye.
Trevor here gonna be caught out. There goes Cry. Uses the final hour to at least finalize the kill onto Trevor here. Will be able to do so. Yes, he does. That's the damage of the Rage Blade. Vayne here. Now Yux here gonna go in. He has his ultimate there. He gets stunned by Cry with nice positionings, but the damage onto Cry is just too real. Nice shielder coming in from the Janna, but that's not going to be enough as Endless Ace is here with his teleport. Now we do see that Aiko has followed up. He's trying to position himself well enough to actually make this a favorable trade for the side of Acion Arena. There's a two-man losing singularity. No ultimate yet, no final spark. That could have been the kill there for Acion Arena. And Cerberus are just gnawing at the members here of Acion, but Acion is keeping them very low in HP. Moraita Boy looks to get some more kills. Goes in with the smite, and he is looking very hungry. Doesn't get the kill. There's a snipe with the final spark. Very low HP is Shadow, as well as Yux there. And will Aiko find Yux? Where is Yux? He is gone already there.
Alam mo, nakakatawa doon. Si Moraita Boy pumas. Akala niya may AoE damage siya.
Meron actually, yung pass niya, but he didn't have his assets there. I thought that he had the assets because he was pretty ballsy there.
Akala niya lamang sila, pero gulat siya, bang! Tulog na, Moraita, mga kaibigan.
You definitely cannot make mistakes like that against Cerberus. Because granted, Acion Arena here have control of the early game, now going into the mid game. But once the late game starts, as well as the itemizations come out for Cerberus, this Ryze, this Echo, this Caitlyn will... Sustainability is gonna be there for them, and Cry might not be able to free hit. We'll have to see though. Because again, yung composition nga dito ng Acion Arena is more of catching onto the members of Cerberus here, as well as, disruption. Kasi meron sila dito Maokai, meron sila dito Paranoia, so that might be what Cry has as in terms of an opening, so he can free hit.
Correct. Pero teka lang, parang Asurai, Paranoia, Israel sa baba pala, mga kaibigan. Matulog ka na, Caitlyn. Saan punta? Pero eto na, ninormal nila yung taong gubat, mga kaibigan. Endless Ace, ginagawa lahat ng kanya makakaya, pero mabuhay. Pero isang hit na lang siya mula ka na Benga. Pero ito sabihin, Final Spark, Hadouken, Kamehame Wave. Wala kang Hadouken. Lamang ako sa'yo.
Acion Arena are gonna get the better of this. Yes, Endless Ace lost in the top lane. That was a 3v1. But in the bottom lane, it was a 1v1 pickoff with the bot tier 1 going down, as well as this bot tier 2. Now, is the dragon up and ready?
Rock type ba yan?
Dude, it's gonna be another Earth Dragon.
Naku po.
So, that's gonna be
si Talia.
A ton of damage. Then, kasi you can only get 3 elemental dragons per game.
Oh.
So, yung yung rankings ng Earth Elemental Dragon is, if I'm not mistaken, is 10%, 20%, 30%. So, imagine the damage on the tower.
Pa nila yung si Talia, nagpaparamdam.
Pag nakuha nila yung second, sasante sila sa Torre.
Naku po, mga kaibigan, pero ito, story of the day, Paranoia Gaming, saging Israel. Hinahanap dito ng Cerberus ang team fight. Kaya tinan mo yung nangyari kanina. Si Trinay isaging na Trinay ng Asian Arena, Isags Gaming si na Caitlyn sa baba. Well, napitas nga dito ni na Vayne. Pero nung nagsisunuran si na Echo, wala na silang manormal. Hindi nila malaman kanina actually kung sino ang
There's the
nakakilid.
ultimate coming in from Moraita Boy. There's the final
nice,
gonna hit.
nice
Looks there,
stun.
but a 2
Whoa!
from the power convergence will at least make it a favorable fight here for the side of Cerberus.
Nice
Cry is
Mutsun.
free hitting, but Trevor in the backline with the Runan's Hurricane is hitting
Boy,
multiple
nice.
targets at a time. Losing Singularity snipes just right now, and that's going to be the 2-for-1 trade in favor of Acion Arena. They've pushed away Cerberus, and this Earth Elemental is theirs for the taking.
Elemental Dragon Earth pupunta na dito sa Asian Arena.
I did forget to mention then that the Elemental Dragons, or the Earth Elemental Dragons attack is AoE based. Nakita mo yung Earthbending attack niya na yan? If
Ay.
you're clumping up in that, it actually hits
kayo.
multiple targets.
Oo, pero teka lang, mukhang nagkakasaikuhan dito ba habang ininormal nila ang DR. Story of the day dun sa clash na yun, mga kaibigan. Napakagandang disengage mula sa Monsoon ni Nick Sanity. Sobrang, grabe, dikit-dikit masyado ang Cerberus
Shadow
doon.
here might get caught
Pero
off.
ito na, hinahabol
That
na
slow
sila
connects.
ng Neopets, mga kaibigan. Pero ito,
Teleport here.
nagtitipi dito si
Cerberus
Rice,
looks
mga
pretty
kaibigan.
engaged.
Na doon,
Rebecca getting
nahuli si
caught out.
Rebecca, mga kaibigan. Nakaduket Lord, mga kaibigan. At mukhang mamamatay sila dito. Final spark has been popped. Pre-hit si Trevor dito, kaso wala rin siyang nai-hit. Masyado makukunat, kaya si Cry. Si Cry ay lumayamang, pero
free-hitting.
dito si Yux napatay dito ni Moraita Boy at si
Flash.
Trevor. Wala
And
siyang tinatama,
Oh,
pero
the
eto
ultimate
na!
para
Matulog
Doria
ka
from
na!
Moraita
Good
Boy.
night! Double kill para dito kay Moraita Boy. Tagasan ba ako? Hindi ko alam.
And that's going to be the 4-for-2 trade? No, the 4-for-1 trade in favor of Asian Arena.
Wow.
Rebenga has been getting caught ever
Lagi.
since this game has started. That is not what you'd want. He has no tank of sustainability in fights. It is...
Kahit nakamo siya, pare, ubus agad siya. Lusaw siya agad kay Lux.
Definitely. Not just the Lux. I mean, the damage output here of Asian Arena is pretty damn well balanced. Eiko has already a Rabadon's death cap with a 25
Wow,
stack.
25 stacks na medyas.
Mejas.
Mga kaibigan,
Jesus Christ.
easy crazy tayo. Medyo, naku, nakakatakot na Lux. No? 7-0-5. Masyado tayo nagpo-focus dun sa kay Moraita Boy.
Huli ka, boy.
Tayo
Huli ka,
nagpo-focus
Balbon.
kay Moraita Boy. Hindi natin napapansin si Lux Silog. At tingnan mo naman, si paring Bane na si Cry, naka-bork na paring Asurai. Or kanina pa ba yan?
Kanina pa yan.
Kanina pa ba yan? Ngayon ko na napansin yan eh. Kala ko Ginsu's Rage.
Look at this though. Moraita Boy getting himself the Dust Blade of
Wow.
Draktar. I mean, we already have our new itemizations from the 6.9 patch, but this item is basically a baby death mark.
Ah, oo nga. Yun yung Baby Z.
Oh,
anak ni
di
Zed
mo sabi kasi like may theory sila din, di ba? Na
Ano?
si Zed
Oh.
is actually when he gets more corrupt going into the shadow arts,
Oh.
transforms into Nocturne.
Ay, so kumbaga, si Nocturne pala si Z.
Theory.
Shadow
theory.
Shadow ni Z.
Yeah,
Si
diba?
Nocturne.
Diba?
Ano ba tawag dyan? Mga LoL theories?
Yeah, it's
Ah.
possible. Also, yung confirmed LoL theory before that,
Oy, teka lang, finals. Wow! Chuk Chak Chenes. Pero ang theory ko dyan, alam mo yung libro na hawak ni
Ni Rice.
Ni Rice.
Oo.
Ayan yung Morello Nomicon. Kasi anong kulay ba ng Morello Nomicon? Violet.
Violet.
Anong kulay ba ni Rice?
Blue.
Violet din.
Blue.
Violet. Colorblind ka, tol. Violet yan. Oo.
Hindi naman yan libro, Dark Crystal yan eh.
Hindi yung nga may hawak yung libro eh. Ayan oo, sa side view. Tingin-tingin din minsan. Kayo naman masyado kayong open your eyes and see the world. Easy dog.
See the rise in a different manner.
Kaya Only Rice, kaya nga tinawag na Only Rice eh. Pero yan, anong kulay yan? Violet, di ba?
My God.
Easy crazy. Pero ito na, mga kaibigan. Mukhang lamang na ang Asian Arena. Dito, Blue Team's turret has been destroyed.
Ito na ba tayo? The time for the loyalty of Asian
Oops!
to have
Wow.
the title.
Why?
Domination of
Goodbye!
Asian is still real. There's the pick off onto Chalk, and the mid-tier 2 looks to go down here. with, of course, the banned up minions on the sidelines. There's going to be the 4 traps being put down by
grabe.
Trevor. But this is only cupcakes
Uy, si
to
Rebecca,
what
mag-isa na naman, oh.
Acion are gonna bring to the fight here. They're gonna start on to this top lane.
Ito na.
And look at the damage
Wow.
na Hadouken minions in the backline.
Oy, pero ito na,
Endless
taong
Ace,
gubat.
very ballsy.
Goodbye mga kaibigan, si Yux namumula pero yung taong gubat mga kaibigan ginugubat at ito na si Rebecca. Flash in normal mga kaibigan para kay Moraita Boy pero wala ang pakialam ang Asian Arena dahil alam naming Torre lang ang kalaban. Grabe.
And
Matindi. Masyadong
Inhibitor
matindi.
has been traded for the kill
Oh, ayan na.
onto Moraita Boy.
Rebenga, saan
Rebenga
punta?
gonna get caught out here. He has
Rebenga.
no flash whatsoever.
And there's the
Taas
members of
kamay.
Asian Arena barreling down onto the graves. No smoking area. He goes down.
Kumbaga.
And that's going to be Asian opening up the top lane, and as well as getting themselves a 10,000 gold lead against Cerberus.
Paring Asurai, ano yung item ni Maokai na blue?
That,
Ayun, oh.
I think, is the new Frozen Heart.
Ay, yun na pala itsura nun.
Yeah.
O, di ba? Pabago-bago ang mga itsura ng
Mukha na
mga
siyang
bagay-bagay.
Sapphire Dragon Egg.
Oh, papi chulo, dragon.
Sapphire's the blue, right? Yeah, tama. Ruby yung red.
Naniniwala ka ba na Oy, teka lang. Wow, lumilipad.
Arch-like Vayne.
Lumilipad pala to si Vayne. Ba't hindi niya kaya ginagamit yung pag-flash, no? Siguro
Ay.
tinatamad tinatamad magpalipad sa sarili. Pero easy. Eto na. Lamang na ang Asian Arena, mga kaibigan. 18-9 ang score. Tingnan natin kung ano ang plano ng
5 more
Cerberus
minutes
dito.
till
Para
till the Elder Dragon will be available for spawning.
Yappy Doggy.
And
Mukhang
that,
walang masyadong ganap dito si Trevor. Parang Asurai hindi masyadong ramdam.
well, he
yung
really
pagka-
can't free hit right now.
Oh, hindi, nakaka-free hit siya pero I mean, hindi niya nahi-hit yung dapat i-hit. Ang nahi-hit niya, madalas niya nahi-hit ay si Endless Ace, which is a tank.
Yeah, that's
Eh,
true.
na imbis na sina Vayne Silog or sina Jana Bonana or sina Aiko, at ayan na, nakuha na nila ang Elder Dragon. Hindi, anong dragon yun? Wind
Water.
Dragon, Water Dragon yun, di ba?
Yeah, so it's
Isang
Elder
dragon
Dragon
na
now.
lang, Elder na. Matanda na yan, tol. Wow. Ang ganda naman ng logo. Parang kamukha ni Baron Geisler. Hindi, kamukha lang ni Baron. Pero easy lang. Oh. Oy, huwag nyo kalimutan i-share yung stream. Game 1 pa lang tayo. Mineski Pro Gaming League. Season 8, League of Legends.
Rise from the rest.
Yappy Doggy, mga kaibigan, napakadaming trap cards ang sinet up dito ni Trevor sa baba. Pero dahil nakita yun ng Asian, gusto nila sa mid at mukhang
Endless Ace,
wow!
no mercy whatsoever. Final spark will go onto Chalk, but here comes Yux battering down onto this Lux. But here comes the support coming in from Nixanity, pushing away Yux, and Endless Ace just tanking and walking out the base of Cerberus, making it his own. Exit standoff, and he still has a teleport to come back into the fray.
Ang kunat masyado ng gubat, mga... Oy, it rhymes. Ang kunat masyado ng gubat, mga kaibigan.
Pag gubat, makunat.
Kapag may gubat, makunat. Yeah, pag may gubat, makunat. Boy, teka muna. Yeah.
Huwag ka muna mag-gank.
Huwag ka nang maggubat. Sisiguraduhin ko kayo ay mabubuhat. Pag may gubat.
Okay na yan. Okay.
Easy lang.
Easy na muna. Mamaya na yung performance natin.
Mamaya na. Pero ano kayang plano ng Cerberus dito? No, tatlong, Cerberus kanta yun, di ba?
Well, we'll see what Cerberus can do. There's a 10,000 gold deficit that they have to climb over in order to be able to, stand tall against Asian Arena.
Wow!
But you really can't put away a late game Vayne.
Late game Bane, pare. Late game Lux na din. Tingnan mo, naka-Ludens
She
Echoes
has
na.
not died a single time, and that stack of from the Magi Soul Stealer is
Legit.
yeah. Let's check out her AP compared to the Rise here. 877 lang naman, 329.
Oh, 877. Kalahati lang yan. No big deal. Ubos ng buhay mo. Si Trevor, isang final spark lang yan. Paktaylo na yan eh.
Yeah.
Final spark normal. Goodbye. So, tingnan natin. Ayan na yung gubat. Pag may gubat, may
So,
kunat.
this is the point where the final spark is actually a 30-second cooldown. To before when it was just, I think, like 20, 25.
Hoy! Ayan na!
Benga!
Kakasabi lang na.
Man, he has...
Final spark still, pero nice content mga kaibigan. Paranoia, spin pop. Pero si Shadow ang nino-normal mga wow. Goodbye Silog mga kaibigan. Kung sino man napatay ni Moraita Boy. Pero wow, nakapag-burst pa dito si Chuck. Pero hinahabol na siya ng Action Star. Cry for me, my friend. AKACA Cry is doing it mga kaibigan. At mukhang GG na para dito sa Cerberus team. At mukhang ibibigay niya na ito sa ACA mga kaibigan.
Acion Arena with a dominant performance all throughout this game. It started with Moraita Boy's ultimate being up and always down, or rather being used every single time it's up, and just getting pick after pick onto Cerberus, and Cerberus is a Rebenga there with a very questionable set of counter jungling maneuvers that actually put Cerberus behind because they had no jungle pressure whatsoever. So we're back, guys. Hi. And yeah, so what do you think about that game, Manjean?
Si Moraita, tagasan ba yan si Moraita Boy talaga?
Oh my God, man. Baka nararamdaman ko na naasar na yung Twitch sa atin eh. Parang like, gumagano na yung kapa-kapa ng Twitch sa atin.
Ang ganda nung actually, si Moraita Boy nung talaga yung nag-control ng laban. Ang hinahanap kasi ng Cerberus talaga, yung team fight, pero hindi nila mahanap. Si Rebenga laging napipitas.
Alright,
Kumbaga,
so
para siyang prutas na... Prutas na... Ano ba tawag sa prutas pag napipitas?
Yun lang, prutas na napipitas. Yun naman talaga eh.
Oo nga pala. Yun yung tawag doon. Bali, story of the day, Moraita Boy na hindi pa rin natin nag-alam kung tagasan. Goodbye, Silog.
Look at the damage from Echo. Grabe. 31,000. Not even Cry was able to get near that damage output that Echo has, because Echo, of course, it's an AoE Lux, but who the hell cares? That final spark was just too damn intense.
Nakita mo yung nahuli si Rebenga nung Q. Tapos goodbye.
Exactly.
Grabe.
So, guys, we'll be back after a very short break to give to you a interview. I think we're gonna get ourselves Moraita Boy. Yeah. Because he